from whitening to gum care, tartar control and antibacterial, to one made for sensitive teeth. There are so many options these days for toothpaste. Which is why several viewers wrote into Talking Point asking us to investigate if there really is a difference, or is this just a marketing gimmick? One of them, Daryl Ong.
Over the years, I have used various types of toothpaste. So I want to find out whether, the toothpaste that's being marketed for in terms of whitening or, it has charcoal properties, does it actually do what it's marketed to do? So I want to find out which toothpaste is actually best for me in terms of cost efficiency as well as the properties within the toothpaste itself.
Well, Daryl, this episode is just for you. I have to admit, I never thought much about the toothpaste that I'm using, but since you've asked, I've been brushing up to find out exactly what it is you are paying for when it comes to toothpaste.
According to market analyst firm Strategy Helix, the top 5 selling types of toothpaste in Singapore are sensitive teeth toothpaste, which goes for as much as 15 Singapore dollars per 100 grams, whitening toothpaste, which on average is about 8 Singapore dollars per 100 grams, total care toothpaste, which claims to help teeth, gum, and overall oral health. This costs an average of about 5 Singapore dollars per 100 grams. Regular toothpaste at $1.79 per 100 grams. And finally, strengthening toothpaste, which promises to strengthen your tooth enamel and can cost over 20 Singapore dollars per 100 grams. With such varying prices, I want to squeeze the answer behind what truly differentiates these tubes of toothpaste. I'm hoping material scientist Vinicus Rosa can help break it down for me.
So, Prof, I've got 5 of the most popular types of toothpaste that we use, and I'm hoping you can help me point out which are the key ingredients that make them unique.
The whitening toothpaste may have like calcium carbonate, some compounds that will break down the color components. If we look at sensitive toothpaste, one way to make the tooth more stronger to acids is sodium carbonate, potassium nitrate, which will desensitize the nerves of the teeth a little bit so they don't get too responsive for cold water, hot water. If we look at total care, for instance, then you're looking more for those toothpaste that will do a more comprehensive protection. You may find more fluoride here. In terms of enamel strengthening, most of the times what we are looking at is sodium nitrate that will also work in the nerves, and hydroxyapatite. Hydroxyapatite is the main compound of the teeth, so it's one way to try to give back to the tooth what the tooth is made of.
Do all kinds of toothpaste have more or less the same foundation?
They do, because the purpose of the toothpaste is first of all to clean the tooth structure, right? So they all will have more or less the same ingredients in the beginning. And in fact, I have some of.
Oh, really? We can make one right now?
Kind of.
Okay.
Let's do our best. We start with surfactant bases and polymers. The surfactants are like detergents. They will give the ability of the water to clean the tooth structure better, right?
Okay.
So we may have them in different consistencies. So we'll also add polymers to change the consistency into something that is, you can hold a shape.
What do these powders do?
The hydroxyapatite will be similar to the hydroxyapatite that will be the component of the tooth. The fluoride can come as a powder or it can come as a liquid. Everything is added to the base, right?
Okay.
You can see something which was very, very liquid in the beginning. Now it starts like changing the shape, changing the color, the way that it holds against the walls.
Yeah, it's kind of like giving it some texture.
Yeah. You can change the color of the thing by simple colorant. This is just a colorant agent.
Okay. So actually, when it comes to the basic toothpaste, it's very simple. I mean, it's really just a kind of a soapy solution with some texture to make it thicker so that it's like a paste in our mouth, right?
Exactly. Because
everything else is extra.
Exactly. Everything is the added value of the product to the customer. Fluoride is the key ingredient, right? The fluoride from toothpaste makes our teeth much more resistant to the attacks of bacteria.
Toothpaste might have the same base ingredients, but there may be slight differences between them depending on the results they are supposed to deliver. But do we really need a specific type of toothpaste?
The gums has already shrinked and the patient has these surfaces exposed.
Professor Fu Jiahui has spent over 21 years peering into the mouths of her patients, so she knows everything about teeth and toothpaste.
Do people really need this specialized kind of toothpaste?
Okay, so Stephen, here we have this model and it shows us that the gums has already shrinked and the patient has these surfaces exposed. So whenever we have like tooth structure that is exposed, or rather the root that is exposed, we might get sensitivity. So for these patients, it would be better for them to use the toothpaste that is meant for sensitive teeth.
So it's kind of helping cover up that gap so that when you drink cold water and things like that, it will go over it and not hit it directly.
Yes, it's like a Captain America shield, for it.
Toothpaste for sensitive teeth may contain ingredients like potassium nitrate, which acts like a numbing agent, reducing pain and sensitivity by blocking pain signals from reaching the tooth's nerve.
So that's for sensitive teeth. And what about elderly folks?
So for the elderly patients, we have this drying out of our mouths because the salivary glands are not so active. And also we might have a lot of medications that we are taking, and some of the side effects of the medication is this reduction in activity of the salivary glands. So when the mouth is very dry, so it's very difficult to function. So we need saliva to lubricate the mouth. So for the elderly patients, there's a certain toothpaste that would help to moisturize and also provide additional antibacterial effect.
So in a way, these specialized toothpastes are to help in very specific circumstances.
Correct, yes.
Versus just the general fluoride that we all get to protect our teeth.
Yes, absolutely.
I've come to learn that fluoride is the key ingredient in helping protect our teeth.
At the bare minimum, we need it at 1,000 parts per million. And if you have a high caries risk, which means that you are at risk of having decay, then we would recommend 1,450 parts per million.
Fluoride is listed in the ingredient list of most toothpastes, and it can come in the form of stannous fluoride or sodium fluoride. But I don't see the amount stated anywhere. It's time for a talking point test. But before that,
Let's try flavored toothpaste.
I'm not sure if it's just me, but I see these all over social media.
This is giving more like cake batter. It reminds me of like kids' birthday cake.
It's so smooth and the taste is like a party for your taste buds.
So I'm watching these videos of these young adults raving about flavored toothpastes. Chocolate, bubblegum, strawberry, all sorts of flavors. They're not cheap. $17 just for a 60-gram tube. Wait a minute, how big is 60 grams?
This big, Steve,
Okay.
and this is 130.
So 130 is our regular toothpaste size. 60 grams is what these flavored guys are selling for $17. The question is, do you know what it is that you're really paying for?
here's oral health therapist Amita So to tell us more.
You're not paying just for the flavor, you're also paying for the additional formulas that are added into the toothpaste. Yes, to add to the fun and the experience of brushing. The flavors are actually made with this flavoring. They come in emulsion form or in bits of powder. Some toothpastes, xylitol is added. So xylitol is anti-carcinogenic, which means that they do not interact with the bacteria that causes decay. So they do not cause decay. You don't have to be worried too much.
Flavored toothpaste may be fun, but do they protect your teeth? We're packing 9 samples of toothpaste across different price points. In the mix, we have included toothpaste from these categories: whitening, sensitive teeth, extra protection, gum care, regular toothpaste, and yes, even flavored ones. Prices for the toothpaste range from just $1.69 per 100 grams to $28.30 for the same amount. We are sending these samples to a lab to find out just how much fluoride there is in each toothpaste. Because, as my experts have told me, fluoride is the key ingredient in toothpaste that prevents cavities. Every other ingredient is just extra stuff. It will take 2 weeks before the results are out. For the past 15 days, chemists at SGS labs have been testing 9 toothpaste samples at varying price points to see how much fluoride they contain, and if the more costly the toothpaste, the more fluoride it has. Here are the results. Based on the 9 samples we sent in, the toothpaste with the most fluoride at 1,440 parts per million is a mid-range flavored toothpaste. This is within the optimal fluoride range of between 1,000 and 1,450 parts per million. The cheapest toothpaste sample, which is a regular toothpaste, had the second least amount of fluoride, just shy of the 1,000 parts per million threshold. The sample with the least amount of fluoride at just 440 parts per million was a mid-range extra protection toothpaste. One toothpaste sample came back with fluoride levels so low that the test could not even pick it up. That was a whitening toothpaste, and it costs 5 times more compared to the cheapest toothpaste. So our test shows the cost of your toothpaste does not necessarily determine how much fluoride it contains.
Fluoride in toothpaste is meant to prevent acid attacks and help protect the enamel. So if there isn't enough fluoride in your toothpaste, it just means it's less effective in preventing tooth decay. So what about these videos?
These are all videos promoting fluoride-free toothpaste, with some users saying that natural fluoride-free toothpaste works just as well as a fluoridated one. Some are even making their own at home. Fluoride has been added to toothpaste since the 1950s, following research showing it dramatically reduces tooth decay. But by the 70s, natural health movement started questioning synthetic ingredients in consumer products, including fluoride. That's when fluoride-free toothpaste started emerging in the market. This trend accelerated in the 1990s as more people sought organic, non-toxic, and alternative health products. Today, according to US-based market research company Claggett Corporation, the global fluoride-free toothpaste market was valued at $1.2 billion in 2024. And it is estimated to soar to $10.94 billion by 2034. That's a projected growth of about 6%. Dawn Ho and her family live in a chemical-free household. That includes her toothpaste, which is fluoride-free.
Why are you using fluoride-free toothpaste?
For me, I have 2 children. One is 16, one is 14. But since young, they've been using fluoride-free toothpaste. It's not just the toothpaste, it's actually everything at home.
Okay.
Personal care products that
Right.
I use are chemical-free, and it's a choice.
Okay.
My own choice of treatments as well, if we have fever, sore throat, it's all natural. And I do believe that nature gives us a lot of healing.
When did you actually start this whole natural journey?
2015.
Okay, so about 10 years ago. You're not concerned about cavities because the fluoride is essentially the one helping protect and prevent cavities.
I can find other alternatives
Okay.
that can also protect me.
So
or
you
my
found
teeth.
fluoride-free
Free
toothpaste that
that
also
do.
offers the same protection.
I believe so.
How often do you see a dentist now?
I haven't seen one since November 2023. Dentists say my teeth, it's good. I don't have a problem.
There may be many like Dawn who advocate for natural products. But are fluoride-free toothpastes really good enough to guard our teeth against cavities? I'm bringing all these different types of fluoride-free toothpaste to Dr. Sean Tan, who specializes in the restoration and replacement of teeth.
Hi, nice to meet you. So I have a whole bunch of questions about
I want to know what he thinks of them.
So I have these different samples
Wow.
of fluoride-free toothpaste.
Oh, some of these are powders.
Yeah, you literally just add water and then brush away.
It would definitely be less effective than fluoridated toothpaste because it would not prevent tooth decay as well as fluoridated toothpaste. So fluoride is really important because it prevents tooth decay in several ways.
Okay.
The first is that it would promote remineralization of the tooth. So for example, if you look at this chart over here, in situations where we have decay in the superficial layers of a tooth, in the enamel, and the enamel is this white layer in this area, fluoride does help to remineralize the superficial layer and help to arrest or stop the progression of early decay. And on top of that, it also inhibits bacterial activity, and overall these factors do help to prevent the risk of tooth decay.
Okay, if I can just take this. So this is the enamel, right? So without the fluoride, then all this stuff, how does it clean our teeth? It's just...
It helps to clean the teeth in terms of removing the dental plaque, but it doesn't help to strengthen the tooth, which is really what's more important.
And I guess that's so important because this enamel is our protection for the rest of our mouth, right?
Yes, so the enamel is the strongest layer that we have, and it's the protective layer. The moment the internal layers of the tooth, such as the dentine, which is this orange area here, is exposed, the tooth can become more sensitive and it may become uncomfortable or even painful.
But there are concerns that too much fluoride is bad for us. Is that true?
Well, to a certain extent it is true. Fluoride can have side effects if ingested in very large quantities.
Okay.
So this is typically not a problem for adults because most reasonable adults wouldn't swallow large amounts of toothpaste. But for children who may not be so cooperative, they may accidentally swallow large amounts of fluoridated toothpaste by accident. That being said, it is still important to have fluoride because early childhood decay is quite prevalent. The statistics do show that our local children in Singapore, up to 50% of them at the age of 6 years old experience tooth decay, with a majority of them going untreated.
Reasons include frequent sugar intake, poor oral hygiene, delayed dental visits, and avoidance of fluoride.
So the recommendations currently are to actually control the amount of fluoridated toothpaste that they use. Still use fluoridated toothpaste at the same level as adults, so 1,000 parts per million fluoride, but have the adult caregiver carefully control the amount of toothpaste that the child uses. So for example, if the child is below 3 years old and is unable to spit reliably, then only a smear or a rice grain sized amount of toothpaste should be used. For children who are 3 to 6 years old and who can spit more reliably, then a pea-sized amount of toothpaste can be used. for them to brush the teeth.
So the main harm really comes from consuming the fluoride.
Yes, so one of the common side effects of ingesting large amounts of fluoride would be dental fluorosis. So dental fluorosis is a cosmetic condition that primarily affects children in their early years, up to approximately 8 years of age. What happens is that excessive amounts of fluoride at this point in time would affect the adult tooth that is growing underneath their gums before eruption into the mouth. So it tends to result in some aesthetic differences in the color of the tooth, sometimes white patches, flakes onto the adult tooth when they come out eventually. However, the amount of dental fluorosis that occurs in children is relatively low.
I mean, we also have fluoride in our water here in Singapore.
Yes.
So some people are concerned saying, hey, I'm drinking that.
Yes. Well, fluoride in water is also a good way for fluoride to be distributed to the whole population, not just people who can afford toothpaste or use toothpaste on a regular basis. So fluoridated water can be very beneficial. Concerns about excessive ingestion of fluoride in water tend to be a bit overblown. The fluoride levels in our water is only 0.5 parts per million.
But even that little amount in the water is good enough to help prevent decay in our teeth.
Every little thing adds up. So fluoridated water, fluoridated toothpaste, and even topical fluorides that your dentist applies every 6 monthly or every yearly when you visit the dentist.
That said, if fluoride-free toothpaste is still the way to go for your lifestyle, be sure to choose one with finer powders, as they are less abrasive to your teeth. And find a product with hydroxyapatite, an ingredient that can help minimize tooth decay. Also, make sure you brush and floss after every meal. Reduce consumption of sugary food, and visit your dentist every 4 months.
So who wins the brush wars? It's not so much about how much you're paying, but what you need. If you have sensitive teeth, a dry mouth, or other oral issues, speak to your dentist, get a recommendation for a toothpaste. And if you're buying your own, well, just check the label. It should have fluoride in it. Ideally, the optimal amount of fluoride, which is between 1,000 to 1,450 parts per million. And that should be listed on the label.